COVID vaccine news created a buzz, there's hope that the vaccine could be available as soon as early next year. But still, it begs the larger question: does India have a vaccine distribution plan?
We want to make sure that any vaccine which is available is distributed in a fashion where there is transparency, there is clear governance and regulation. There are also concerns around equity in terms of where that vaccine is made available, if it is reaching everyone. The second issue is probably some transparency around process. How which vaccine is being taken, what is the safety and efficacy, how will you ensure that there is public engagement so that there is also an interest in getting vaccinated.
All important questions, but what exactly should our plan focus on?
We need to have a vaccination plan that is decentralized, a vaccination plan that is decided upon based on the peculiar nature of each region and each priority group. The second decision we need to take is that will it be a purely public distribution or will it also be private? Again, the sensible thing would be to say that look, the public sector will supply, but the private sector will be available for those who want to jump the queue or who want to spend a little more, and therefore that will defray some of the expenses. The third will be how is it going to get rolled out? Who is going to manufacture? There again, I think that there we stand on a good wicket because we have some of the foremost pharmacies in the world, and we know roughly who is going to be able what each one's capacity is. This is possibly the most important point that we are missing: a vaccination plan that knows where the money will come from.
One of the big issues from this discussion is exactly that. Where is the money?
Given the emergency, given the pandemic, given the dire situation we are in, this one aspect should have been decided right away, that this vaccine is going to be given by the government free to everybody. Why are we fighting over this?
Let's talk about the people. One of the big concerns is ensuring fair, equitable distribution amongst our diverse and vulnerable population. Would having a free vaccine help?
Yeah, so listen, we're going through a pandemic. We have to all acknowledge that. And the pandemic is having significant impact on our economy, on our way of living, on many decisions all of us have had to take. We have to recognize that public health is a core function of the government, and hence, ideally, the vaccine should be distributed through public channels and should be free for anyone who needs to take it. If you have enough doses available beyond what is required for public distribution, perhaps there is a role for sale in the private market. But I think a minimum has to be available in the public sector, because at the end of the day, the more people we vaccinate with an efficacious vaccine, the higher possibility we will have of getting to herd immunity, which will be protective. And that does not benefit just individuals, it benefits all of us.
So far, there's nothing concrete we know from the government on the next steps or any details of the plans, apart from individual statements. But here's what we do know so far. India plans to immunize about 250 million people, which is about a sixth of our population, with about 450 to 500 million COVID vaccine shots by July 2021. In October of this year, the centre said that they were planning to procure the vaccines directly from the drug makers themselves, and they already had 30 crore priority beneficiaries in mind for a special coronavirus immunization program. But who are these people exactly? Within these groups, who are the ones who should be prioritized first? Would the order of prioritization be the same in every state, in every district?
So, obviously it's commonsensical to tend to think that health workers are at high risk and they should be prioritized. But you also need to be following some kind of standard frameworks. So is it a risk-based framework, for example? Whoever is most at risk is being prioritized. So obviously health workers would then come up among those on top. You would also then prioritize those who might be at high risk of acquiring infection or having serious infection. These would be people who are elderly or those who have comorbidity, those who are in the service sector. there might be other frameworks which look at economic consequences. So people who contribute more to the economy are prioritized. There are frameworks which focus on age. So people who are older or people who are younger are prioritized. Each framework has a different way of looking at it. What's most important is for a standardized framework to be applied, for that to be transparently communicated so that people know how it is being used, and for there to be an appeal mechanism so that if I am not in that priority group, I have a chance to appeal that decision.
Now let's come to our strengths. Where India has the advantage is twofold. One, Indian manufacturers already supply the bulk of the vaccines to the world. And two, we have one of the largest immunization programs called the Universal Immunization Program, which delivers vaccines to new mothers and children. So the question remains, can we leverage these networks for our coronavirus immunization program? And can we do so without affecting the vaccines for the new moms and children who have already suffered and missed their shots during the lockdown?
So 23 million pregnancies. These 23 million women have not, most of them haven't got vaccinated this year. They haven't been fed well this year. Those who have delivered babies, the post-pregnancy apparatus has been missing. So we are going to see this impact for a few years now. In this vaccination plan, in this universal vaccination plan, we will have to keep this variable upfront and not and ensure that in this large network that we have of maternal and child welfare centers, we are pretty well equipped in most states, even in the worst states, to look after our young mothers and their children. So using that apparatus and training those workers to be able to deliver will be a very important part of this journey.
Finally, would a vaccine mean an end to this whole ordeal? Can we go back to not masking and crowding? What do we, the public, owe ethically to help get over this COVID pandemic?
It is certainly hard. I mean, we have to all recognize that a core element of public health is a few things. Those include reciprocity. So, you expect a certain element of individual responsibility. You also expect the government to be reciprocally, providing services, providing information. The second element is solidarity, recognizing that by protecting ourselves and our communities, we are also protecting those around us, including the larger country and actually the region and the world.